I'll just talk a little bit about the Kriya and just kind of the practice today while everyone's settling in. So today we're going to be practicing the Kriya to open the heart center. Um, I know it's February, so there's a huge emphasis right now in our culture on love and the heart, and there's hearts everywhere. But I just wanted to practice this today to kind of focus on our energy on actually opening up the heart center and seeing what that feels like to be open and available from your heart. And then the meditation that we're going to do afterwards is the Kirtan Kriya. So we're going to do lots of chanting and singing. Any kind of chanting, vocalizing, singing really does a great job at opening up the heart center, opening up the lungs, opening up the throat. So that meditation is just going to be a exclamation point to the Kriya. So yeah, let's just begin. We can find ourselves in a settled seat. You can sit on the floor. If you want, you can sit in a chair, or if you need more support, you can lean up against the wall as we get all settled in here. So if you'd like to close your eyes wherever you're at, notice the earth coming up beneath you to support you. We're just kind of bringing a slowness and an awareness to our breath, to our thoughts, even to the beating of our heart. So just take a moment here to check in with yourself, check in with the sensations in the body, check in with the breath. Maybe you're noticing that you're holding the breath a little bit, or maybe you've been breathing long and deep already this morning and the breath is calm and strong. We're just bringing awareness to the breath. And as you're seated in this seated position, see if you can lengthen your spine here, kind of melt the shoulders, the shoulder blades away from the neck, away from the head. A lot of times we tend to bring our shoulders and our armpits all close up into the chest, but just allow everything to melt. And if you'd like to tune in deeper with the body, you're welcome to place one hand on your navel, on your belly, and one hand on your heart center. And we're just going to do long, deep breathing here. So whatever length the breath is at, let's just see if we can add more length to it and add more length to the exhale. Today we're opening up our heart center, and so by just placing our hands here, we're kind of cueing our body to get ready to open up. Let's just take 4 or 5 cycles again here. Take your time. And as you inhale here, you inhale, feel the length of the spine as you're bringing the breath up from the bottom of the spine. You can even imagine that you're pulling the breath, pulling the energy from the earth through the bottom of your spine, pulling it all through the body. And wherever you're at, let's just take one complete inhale here. And an exhale, really release all of the breath. Let's do that together 2 more times, breathing in tandem. So let's take a deep inhale here. And exhale through the mouth, release everything. One more time, inhaling deeply from the bottom of the spine. Maybe sip in just a little bit more air at the top here. And exhale, release the breath through the mouth. We can move our hands away from our body and put our palms together in front of the heart. You can even, let's do this. Let's go ahead and rub our hands together. And then we're going to begin class today by chanting the Adi mantra. Every Kundalini yoga class, we tune in and kind of check in, making sure our mind is right, in a place ready to change things that we need to change. So here, we're going to have our palms together in front of the heart center. Elbows are out. We're going to chant the mantra, Ong Namo Gurudev Namo, 3 times. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo translates to I bow to the consciousness within, or I call on my highest teacher. So here with our position, let's get a nice tall straight spine here. And then we'll take a deep inhale together and exhale completely. And then we'll inhale here together to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Om Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Let's take a deep inhale here. Hold the breath, hold the posture. Hold the breath at the top of the head. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the breath, release the posture. You can rest your hands on your knees here. Allow the breath to return to a normal, natural rhythm. And at this time, at the beginning of practice, I welcome you guys to set an intention for yourself for this next hour or so. Oftentimes, the mind likes to step in and overcomplicate these intentions, but just whatever comes up for you, you can go with. Maybe it's an intention to not judge oneself. Maybe it's an intention just to be present with your feelings, with your experiences as you're there. Beautiful job. So this practice is going to be pretty breathwork heavy. We're going to be doing a lot of pranayama. So just to begin, because we'll be seated for a while, let's extend our legs out in front of us and just stretch them out. If you want to point your toes towards the wall ahead of you and then flex your feet back, pointing the toes towards you. Let's just do this a couple times, waking up the toes, waking up our ankles. I like to kind of like jump jump my legs up and down, left to right. So we'll be, and then if you want to cross again, to create balance in my hips and in my seated position, I always like to switch the fold as I'm in the seated position. So there's always going to probably be one position that's a little bit more challenging than the other, but if you switch them up, you can kind of create more balance. So, and again, since we'll be seated for a while, if you want to sit in a chair at this point, because we'll be here for a little over 10 minutes, if you want to sit in a chair, you can do that. If you want to add another blanket or a pillow to your seated position, go ahead and do that now. So we're going to be, there's going to be 3 or 4 different breath sequences. We're going to be using breath of fire, and I just wanted to let everybody know that if you are pregnant or menstruating, breath of fire is not the best breath pattern for you. So if you're in either of those, find yourself in either of those boats, just do long, deep breathing, or you can do alternate nostril breathing. But breath of fire, in case we haven't done it, and you haven't done it before, is a very activating, heating breath, stimulating breath, energizing breath. So it's not always best for those people. So to begin, we are going to start off with breath of fire. And just in case anyone's familiar, breath of fire is we're going to be kind of pumping our stomach, like moving our belly button from the spine, releasing, but we're going to be doing it with a closed mouth. To practice, we can begin by kind of panting like a dog. That's the motion that gets one familiar with it. So let's try that now. And you can see as you're doing that with your tongue out, your belly and your whole navel is kind of jumping. You're bringing your navel in and you're releasing, bringing the breath in and releasing. So in our seated position, we're going to be doing, like I said, breath of fire. Our hands are going to be in Gyan Mudra. This is the mudra of wisdom. So thumb and pointer finger touch, in case it's hard to see me. And we're going to be resting for the entire breath sequence. We're going to be resting our hands on our knees here. So if everyone's ready, we can begin breath of fire. We'll be here for 2 minutes. So pace yourself. The whole point of Kundalini Yoga is kind of to do these extended actions and poses for a certain amount of time that kind of can push your boundaries. So you know yourself best. If you need to take a break in between the breaths or to give yourself a full breath, please do that. I just want to encourage everyone that this is your breath practice and this is just you getting to know yourself better. So here with Gyan Mudra, both hands on the knees. You can close our eyes here as we begin breathing, breath of fire. Once you've practiced enough with the tongue out, you can close the mouth and begin the breath and continue the breath. With the eyes closed, you can keep your gaze at the third eye point. In between the eyes and slightly above as you breathe here. A minute in, halfway there. Great job, everybody. "30 more seconds, keep it up." Great job. 10 more seconds here. Make these breaths worth it. And right here, let's take a deep inhale, inhaling from the bottom of the spine. Eyes are closed. Hold the breath. Hold the posture at the top of the head. And exhale, release the breath. We're going to move right into our next breath pattern, and we're just going to be doing long, deep breathing. So holding this position, hands are still in Gyan Mudra. We're breathing long and deep here. Allow the breath to be so deep and wide that you can notice your entire rib cage lifting and then resting. Inhaling completely through the nose, exhaling completely through the nose. Good job. One more minute of this long, deep breathing here. Again, the eyes are closed. If you'd like to focus your gaze, your internal gaze at the third eye, in between the eyebrows and slightly above, you can do that. I'm sure you can notice what this breath feels like after performing Breath of Fire. Beautiful job. And wherever you're at, let's take a deep inhale here together. Inhaling, holding the breath at the top of the head, at the top of the spine. Feel that energy that you've created moving up the spine towards the head. And exhale, release the breath. We're going to move right into our third breath sequence, the third of the 3 of 4. So for this breath sequence, we're going to inhale through puckered lips, almost as if you're going to whistle. And then exhaling through the nose. So inhaling through the mouth, through puckered lips. Exhaling through the nose. Keep that up. We'll be here another minute and a half. When we perform these different breath patterns, we're cueing and activating different parts of the brain, allowing the brain to be flexible in its movements, the mind to be flexible in its awareness. Inhaling deeply through the puckered lips. exhaling through the nose. Another 30 seconds here. And once you've completed your last cycle of inhale and exhale, let's take a deep inhale here together through the nose. Hold the breath at the top of the body, at the top of the head, and exhale, release the breath through the nose. And then to complete this pranayama, we're going to do another minute of breath of fire. So we began with breath of fire. We're going to end with breath of fire. And I would invite you to just notice and pay attention to perhaps the differences between performing breath of fire now versus 5 minutes ago when we tried. So if everyone's ready, tall, straight spine here. And let's begin breath of fire now. Halfway there. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale deeply from the bottom of the spine, deepest breath you've taken today. Let's take another little sip at the top of the breath. See if you can bring it in. And exhale, release the breath through the mouth. Release the posture. Maybe let's bring our hands in again. Feel the energy you created, you activated in your hands. When we hold our mudras, especially during pranayama, we're basically kind of just activating all these different parts of our body, all of our different energy centers, and kind of creating a symphony of swirling energy. So let's just sit here for a moment. We're sitting for a while, so again, yeah, let's extend our legs out in front of us. Maybe point the toes, flex the toes, point the toes. Beautiful job. So we're going to now warm our body up, get us ready for the Kriya. So our first posture, our first warm-up is going to be cat-cow. So in cat-cow, everyone can still hear me okay? Okay, cool. Cat-cow, we are in our tabletop position here. Our knees are on the floor, hands are underneath. And so on an inhale for cat-cow, we're going to inhale, the gaze comes up, the belly drops down. And then on an exhale, releasing all of the breath, curving the spine like a cat. And then moving with that rhythm, inhaling the belly down, exhaling, articulating the spine like a cat. Inhaling the belly down, exhaling up. And let's just keep this pattern up of cat-cow. We'll be here for a minute. Also, as you're here in cat-cow, if there's any other movements that feel good, if you want to sway your hips side to side, if you want to make kind of like a giant circle with the hips, you can do that. I like to offer cat-cow to begin with, but if some other movement here feels good, then go ahead and do that. Be here another 30 seconds. Just giving our body a really gentle wake up. We're activating every single one of our vertebrae here as we move and bend. Wherever you're at, let's just do one more inhale and exhale. And then once you've completed that, we'll come up onto our knees into rock pose, but we're actually going to switch. We're going to flip onto our back for the second warm up. So before everyone gets on their back, I want everyone to kind of see my positioning. So I'm going to be on my back here. My knees are bent, feet, soles are flat on the ground. I want to be close enough. I want my feet to be close enough that I can kind of reach my heels with my toes. So here we're just doing hip thrusts. On an inhale, we're coming up, extending the hips up to the sky. Exhale, releasing the hips down to the floor. Inhale, the hips come up. Exhale, releasing the hips down to the floor. So if you want to get in position, feel your soles of your feet grounded to the earth, supporting you here. Shoulders are connecting with the earth. And if everyone's ready, let's go ahead and begin inhaling the hips up to the sky, exhaling down. Inhale up, exhaling down. Inhale, hips up, exhaling down. Find a rhythm that works for you. Thirty more seconds. Great job. Notice perhaps the quality of the inhale and the exhale now as you're moving your body and you're breathing, creating the symphony within the body. And wherever you are, let's just do one more inhale. Hold the hips up as you inhale, hold the breath, hold the hips up in the sky for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. See if you can one vertebrae at a time. Bring your hips down. Just take your time here. You can extend your legs out in front of you. Extend the whole length of the body. And then I thought it would be fun to practice coming up onto the mat with as we swing on our spine. So let's bring the knees up into the body here. Both knees kind of up into the chest. You're going to place your hands behind your knees to kind of give you some momentum. And it just begin kind of teeter-tottering on the spine here. Just little movements first. See what it feels like. And then maybe you can work up some momentum. And then bring yourself just gently up to a seated position. Again, be gracious with yourself always. So now we're going to stretch our vagus nerve. So we're in our seated position. We can take a moment here if anyone needs a drink of water or blow their nose or whatever they might need. We're just going to meet each other in our seated position with our legs extended out. So, if everyone's ready to begin, we're going to begin on an inhale. Inhale, reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhale as you reach down for your toes or your ankles or your shins. Whatever you can reach. Let's just breathe deeply into the back body here. Inhaling, we're just holding this position, and exhaling, kind of feeling the breath and the prana travel through the back body. And let's take a deep inhale here. And on an exhale, just walk our hands up our legs again. And now we're going to move just into the moving portion of that posture. So we're going to be inhaling our hands up and then exhaling as we reach to our toes and sweep the energy kind of symbolically with our hands. We're sweeping the energy from the bottom of our body up through our whole body, out the top of the head on the inhale. Exhale as you come down, sweeping the energy up the body. Inhaling as the arms come up, exhaling as you sweep the energy. You can feel that vagus nerve stretching each time. Exhale as you reach, allow more space in the body for the stretch. Inhaling up, exhaling. We'll be here another 15 seconds. As you lean forward here into this fold, see if you can activate your navel center. You're not just collapsing into yourself. We're trying to keep every single part of our body engaged. Let's just do one more here together. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling as we stretch and reach, bringing the energy up the body, up the spine. We can release our hands onto our lap here. Let's just take a deep breath here together, inhaling completely and exhaling completely through the nose. Let's just roll our shoulders out here. Roll them 5 times, going back. And then you can roll them 5 times going forward. If you want to alternate, that works too. And then our last posture is going to be downward dog. And downward dog, I know for many people, it's, for myself included, it's very challenging. So I wanted to give a really kind of slow, step-by-step introduction of how to get into it so that everybody feels that they're even able to do the posture. So to get into downward dog, the best place to start is always going to be from tabletop. And from tabletop, what you really want to focus on when your hands are placed, most of your weight is going to fall into your pinky and your thumb. So our tendency is to want to put all of our weight in our wrist, to have the wrist be the one holding us, but really it's our pinky and our thumb and then the whole pad of our hand. Imagine we're kind of energetically pushing away from the earth. So we're just going to be in downward dog for a minute to stretch and activate our whole bodies. So here from the tabletop position, if you want to curl your toes underneath you to get you ready, And then what you're going to do, if you feel like you have a nice solid base, on the inhale, we're going to bring our hips up to the sky. So inhale. And again, don't allow the weight to fall into the wrist. The weight goes into the pinky and to the thumb. Imagine you're energetically pushing the earth away from you and pushing your hips to the sky. Great job. We've been here for 10 seconds. The breath here is long and deep. If you'd like to pedal your feet out by bending the knees to kind of stretch out the back body, you can do that. You can shake your head left to right. You can shake your head, yes. Halfway there, everyone. Great job. We're breathing long and deep here. For another 15 seconds, we'll be holding this. Find that strength in the hands, find the strength in your core, find the strength in your legs. You can hold yourself here. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's slowly bring our knees down to the floor. Slowly, slowly, with grace. And then we'll push ourselves up into rock pose here. Let's allow the shoulders to come back away from the neck, away from the head, melting away. And just sit here for a moment. Thank yourself for putting in that effort, putting in that work. And so now that we breathed a lot, warmed up a lot, we are going to move into our Kriya. And I'm actually going to adjust the camera real quick so you can see me, because I'm going to be standing up. So from your rock position, if you just want to kind of push yourself up, we're going to be coming into a standing position. So you can find yourself in a standing position, pushing yourself up from your knees. We're going to begin our Kriya. The Kriya to open the heart. And in case you guys noticed, everyone noticed, we practice quite a bit of breath of fire here. And again, I just want to reiterate, because I think it's important, that if you are a pregnant or menstruating person, breath of fire is not the best choice for you right now, but long deep breathing is perfect. So to begin, we're just going to bring both of our palms together in front of the heart center. Again, this is the Kriya to open the heart. So a lot of our emphasis and movement is going to be on bringing some energy to our heart center, to our chest, to our back, to our neck. So palms are in front of us, elbows are out to the side. Our eyes are going to stay open because we're going to be doing breath of fire as we stand here. If you don't want to stand while you're doing breath of fire, that's totally fine. You're welcome to sit down. But I thought I would go ahead and teach the whole posture. So if everyone's familiar with breath of fire, again, it's going to be like a panting dog motion. And then once you have that down, you can go ahead and close the mouth. So let's just allow ourselves to settle a little bit in this position. Standing mountain pose with our palms in front of heart center. And let's begin breath of fire now. Halfway there, 1 more minute. During Breath of Fire, find the rhythm that works for you. Maybe you need to slow it down to make it more manageable. Maybe you want to speed it up. Play around with your breath here. Be open to what you find. About 20 seconds left. We're almost there. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can end the breath of fire, and let's just take a deep inhale here together from the bottom of the spine. Hold the breath at the top of the head. See if you could even sip in just a little bit more. Hold the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Release the breath. Release the posture. You can just relax here in the standing position. Palms are facing forward. In the receptive position. Here in this posture, you're opening yourself up to the energy that's coming your way. In this receiving position, we're offering up our own help and accepting that we need help as well. And let's take a deep inhale here and just reach the hands up over the head on the inhale. Pretend you're touching the sky. Reach the fingertips as high as you can. And exhale, release the arms, release the breath. And we're going to come down into a seated position. So I'm going to adjust my camera real quick. So from standing position, let's just come down. If you want to come down onto your bum. I'm going to find another comfortable position for myself. So, our next posture, we're going to be punching the air. It's very fun. I really like this one. So our next posture, what you're going to do is kind of have your elbows tucked in to your sides. And we're going to coordinate our breath with our punching motions. And we'll be here for 2 minutes, and it can kind of become a rapid movement if you'd like, but find the rhythm that works for you. I'll just kind of demo the way it's going to look with the breath. Our hands are here at our sides. We have our fists. We're going to exhale, extend the fist, inhale, come in. And it's gonna kind of feel as if, the way they describe it in the book, as if it's like a piston, like you're really punching the air, you're really giving it your full energy as you exhale here. So we'll be here for 2 minutes. If you've already been there, great job, let's keep it up. Your gaze is forward, kind of looking out at the horizon. Really allow the exhale to be powerful as you thrust your fist forward. Inhale as you come in, exhale forward, inhaling in, exhale forward. Been here a minute. A minute. Good job. Fifteen seconds left. Great job. Let's really make these last punches. Give it your full energy, your full effort. And let's do one more left, one more right. And then on an inhale, we're going to extend the arms up over the head. Hold the breath, hold the arms over the head for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the breath, relax the arms. Just sit here for a moment in stillness. Notice your thoughts. Notice the quality of your breath. Just notice how your body feels. All right. I'm going to just switch up my seated position again real quick. So much of the emphasis in this Kriya is on activating these muscles, kind of like from our torso up. We did breath of fire, so we're bringing that energy and that power from the bottom of our spine and moving it up towards the shoulder, just towards the heart center to kind of break up any stagnation that isn't allowing kind of our lower chakras to speak to our higher chakras and vice versa. So if you're feeling it in your shoulders, good. So our next posture is going to be seated again. What we're going to do is our arms are going to be out, extended. Actually, let me make sure I have some. You kind of want to make sure you have enough rotating room on either side of your arms to kind of do circles. So if you need more space to do that, then go ahead. So yeah, we're just going to be making big circles with our arms. This is not available for everybody, so maybe your circles are lower, maybe your circles are higher, maybe your circles are smaller. Whatever works for you today. But the full expression, we're going to, on an inhale, kind of bring our hands up over our head, and on the exhale is when we're releasing the arms down, inhaling the arms up. We're just making big circles with our arms. Been here for 20 seconds. We'll just count that. Our eyes are closed here. Focus your energy and your attention at your third eye, in between the eyebrows and slightly above. The breath here is long and deep as you inhale, the arms up, exhaling the arms down. Halfway there. 1 minute in, 1 minute to go. When you start to feel that tension in the shoulders, in the neck, just bring the breath to that place. "15 seconds left. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on the 1, let's just bring our arms up over our head again. Last time, extending the fingertips. See if you can bring your breath in. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release the arms slowly with control. Release the breath. You can rest your palms open on your knees, again in the receiving position. Receiving wisdom, receiving energy, receiving love. Okay, so we're coming kind of towards the end of our Kriya, and our last more active posture. I just switched up my seated position again. What we're going to do is you're going to interlace your fingers, and then your thumbs are going to touch, kind of like any typical, but allow your kind of thumbs to be extended and touching each other. And we're going to place that hand posture just in front of the heart space right here. Our elbows are out, so we're creating a straight parallel line with the floor. And we're going to begin at the throat center, kind of. Well, I take it back. We're going to begin at the heart, and then as we inhale, we come up to the throat, and as we exhale, we're coming down to the navel. So the whole movement is going to kind of look like the biggest kind of attempt to remain still is to keep that. You don't want the elbows moving around too much. We're trying to keep our elbows kind of as fixed in that position as possible. So if you're ready, we can go ahead and begin. Again, we'll be here for 2 minutes. You can keep the gaze soft here, maybe gazing in front of you with your eyes halfway open. Or if you want to close your eyes, that's available as well. Halfway there, great job. If you get distracted or lost, that's okay. You could just come back to the breath, come back to the inhale and the exhale, inhaling up to the throat, exhaling down to the navel. "20 seconds left. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just keep the posture. Bring the hands to about the heart center. Let's take a deep inhale here together. We're going to hold the breath for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the breath, release the posture. Maybe you can circle your wrists, or if you need to stretch out any part of your arms or your shoulders. So we have 2 more postures, and both of them left in the Kriya, and both of them will be seated. They're definitely more meditative postures. So our next one, we're going to hug our elbows into our sides, and our palms are going to be facing forward. And again, we're going to be using the mudra, the Gyan mudra. So our thumb and our pointer finger will be touched, activating our inherent wisdom, calling on the wisdom of the universe. So here with this hand position, we're just going to do long, deep breathing for 2 minutes. And we're going to be using a mantra too. But the mantra we're going to be speaking kind of inward. We're not going to be speaking it out loud. So the mantra is Sat Nam, but we're breaking it down into 4 syllables. Sa, ta, na, ma. So in your mind, as you're holding this position with the arms at your side, Gyan Mudra, you're going to be mentally chanting Sa, ta, na, ma. And with each syllable, you're going to touch the fingertips. So Sa to the pointer, ta to the middle finger, na to the ring finger, ma is the pinky. Our eyes are closed. This is just kind of like a meditative, moving meditation with our fingers. So if everyone's ready, your eyes are closed here and we can begin. As you're breathing here, see if you can match the length of the inhale with the length of the exhale. So perhaps you're breathing in for 5. See if you can exhale for a count of 5. Here we're creating balance in the breath, balance in the brain. And as we're touching our fingertips here, we're creating new pathways, clearing out all of the unnecessary subconscious garbage. 30 more seconds here. Great job. 10 more seconds here. Let's just take a deep breath here. Pinky or pointer finger and thumb to touch. Inhaling deeply, holding the posture, holding the breath at the top of the head. And exhale, release the breath. Release the hands to the knees, to the lap. Just allow your energy and your attention to settle. And then we're going to close our Kriya today with one more sequence of pranayama, of breath work. So again, we're seated in our seated position. Find your tallest, strongest spine. You're melting the shoulders away from the neck, away from the head. And what you're going to do is bring your right hand up to your right nostril. And we are going to breathe exclusively through the left nostril. So we're going to inhale through the left nostril. And then we're going to exhale through the rounded mouth. Inhaling through left nostril. Exhale the breath through the rounded mouth. We'll be here for 2 minutes. So we're staying with the inhale on the left nostril. Exhaling the breath through the rounded mouth. Great job. 1 more minute here. Keep it up. You may have noticed that in our pranayama at the beginning, we inhaled through the curled lips, exhaled through the nose. Now we're inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the curled mouth, reversing that pattern of breath. And here, as we focus exclusively on the left nostril, what we're doing is stimulating our feminine energy. In yoga, the left and the right sides of our bodies are signaling masculine and feminine energy. So anytime you focus on the left side, you're activating feminine energy. Anytime you focus on the right, you're activating masculine energy. Great job. Let's just do one more round where you're at. One more inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And when you've completed that, you can bring your hand down to your lap. And just sit here in silence. Eyes are closed. Your attention is inward. Here in this Kriya, we worked to open our heart, increase our compassion and our sensitivity to those around us, and to help us drop our emotional defensiveness. By eliminating unnecessary thoughts and feelings, we can be more present in the very present and experience our feelings more clearly. So that's what we just worked to do in this Kriya. We're going to come into our resting pose, shavasana. So we've been in our seated position. Let's come out of that. We're going to come flat onto our backs just to rest in relaxation for a few minutes. So make your way all the way onto your back. You can feel your hips opening. Allow your legs to kind of open up, splay out to the sides. Your arms are at your sides, palms are open, facing the sky. And I would invite you here to do another body scan. Beginning at the bottom of the feet. You can squeeze your feet as hard as you can. Squeeze, 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 and release the feet. We're going to move up the body here. So let's squeeze your calves, activate your calves, find your calves, and release. Moving up the body to the upper legs, find your quads, your hamstrings. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze those muscles, and exhale, release. Now move to find your hips. Find that connection where the hips meet the legs, where the hips meet the upper body. Find your buttocks. Find that whole area. Squeeze all of those muscles as tightly as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your central area, and exhale, release. Move up to our navel center. Find your belly button. And inhale as you squeeze your navel center. Find those muscles and release. Now moving up to the shoulders and the heart center where we spent so much time today. See if you can find your heart. Find your heart, squeeze your shoulders. Squeeze your heart center and release. Now let's move to the arms. Squeeze the fists, squeeze the length of your arms. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze and release. Allow your fingers to uncurl. Then we're going to move to the face here. See if you can squeeze your face in any kind of position you can find. Squeeze your lips, squeeze your nose, squeeze your eyes. Hold that tension and release. Just allow your face to melt. Allow your tongue to relax. Allow your teeth to relax. Allow everything to just be supported by the earth. And we're going to just start to bring a little bit more movement back to the body. So let's wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers. If you have the space, let's bring your Hands up over your head. Again, stretching the entire length of the body, extending the toes to the wall, extending the fingertips to the wall. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then again, let's bring the knees up into the body here. If you want to place your hands in between, like right behind your knees, you can do that. If you want to grab all the way around your knees, you can do that as well, whatever works for you. But I just want you to move left to right here on your lower back. Give yourself a little lower back massage. And then let's extend the left leg out in front of you. Right leg stays bent up into the body. And then with the left hand, you're going to guide your right knee over the body into a figure 4. We're going to do a supine twist. So right leg is being led by the left hand crossing the body. Your right arm is going to be as close to the ground as possible. Kind of cactus out to your right side. Let's just take a couple deep breaths here together. Inhaling and exhaling. Feel that twist. One more inhale and exhale here. And then on an inhale, we can bring our body flat onto the ground. Our right knee is still up into the body. And let's just give it a little bit of a squeeze. If you have both of your hands and holding your leg, just squeeze the right leg, the bent right leg, ever just so slightly into the body. Give it a little bit of a stretch. Great job. And then we're going to extend our right leg straight out in front of us, bringing the left leg in. And then let's just stay in this stretch here with our hands folded, holding the left knee into the body, stretching that left groin area, stretching that left hip. And then on an inhale, we're going to, again, like we did on the other side, with my right hand guiding my left leg, I'm bringing my left leg across my body to stretch this whole twist. Your left hand will be flat on the ground to your side if you can. Take a deep inhale and exhale here. And with the exhale, see if you can melt your left shoulder just ever so closer to the ground. One more inhale and exhale. Inhaling, and on the exhale, melt that left shoulder down to the floor. And then on an inhale, we'll come to a flat back. Our left leg is still curled up to our side. Just give it one more stretch here. And then we'll extend both of our legs out in front of us to a completely flat back. And then if you would like to practice again, rolling up on your spine to come to a seated position, you can try that now. Our hands are behind our knees, kind of creating a seesaw. Giving our whole spine a massage. Excuse me. Wonderful job. So we're going to finish our practice today with what is called Kirtan Kriya. And it's very similar to one of the postures that we did in our Kriya, where we had our hands to our side and we were activating our energy centers in our fingertips. So we're going to be using music and chanting along with fingertip touching. So it's in 3 parts. What we're going to be doing is chanting Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. The full translation is kind of like truth is my name, but if you were going to break down the different syllables, Sa represents infinity, Ta represents life, Na represents death, and Ma represents rebirth. So what we're representing as we touch our fingers and as we chant this mantra is we're kind of acknowledging the cyclical nature of life, the cyclical nature of most things that we experience here in this human life. So we'll be chanting Satanama out loud for 2 minutes. And then we'll be chanting it for a whisper for 2 minutes, and then quietly for 2 minutes. And then we'll go back to the whisper and then out loud. But I have a song for us to use so that we can follow it. So in case anybody's nervous about singing, you could just use the song. So again, we'll be here for a while here in this position. And here we go. She began. So again, our hands are on our knees. We're going Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. Sa Ta Na Ma. If you'd like to just kind of hum, you can hum the sounds too. Our eyes are closed here in this position. just quietly chanting Sa, Pa, Ma, Ma in our head. Our eyes are closed, energy is within. Follow your breath here. Satanama, infinity, life, death, rebirth. We're shedding our old selves and becoming who we're really meant to be, our true self. Let's close our practice today. Again, let's just rub our hands together in front of our heart center, giving gratitude to ourselves and our heart for being what it is. And then we'll close today again with Sat Nam. Truth is my name. We'll chant it 3 times. Long Sat, short Nam. So let's inhale here together and exhale completely. And then we'll inhale to close. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. And let's bring our palms up to our third eye, from our heart to our third eye, acknowledging our intuition, the wisdom that lies within, the wisdom and the humanity that lies in every single one of us. I bow to all of you. If you'd like to bring your palms to the floor. I'm going to bring my forehead down to the earth. If you'd like to do that, you can. Then on an inhale, push yourself up. Sat Nam.